I think the birds are sequestered and safe. Okay, we landed. We did not skip a site because, well, I'll start from the beginning. Hang on a second. Let me secure this wing. Today was a... I think I can take this off. Alright, today was a real team effort. We overcame the adversity of electronics. First of all, my GPS is not working. It just keeps coming up with the opening stage and then the warnings and then back to the opening page and then the warnings and back to the opening page and the warnings, and just won't register at all. So I can't even shut it off because it won't acknowledge the shut off button. So I'm going to have to pull the batteries out of it and see if I can just reboot it that way. We took off with the birds. I was lead. But they circled around and landed in the lower part of that scraper, and we're in a bit of an excavation site, and there's a little stream running in it, and they went down in there. One of the birds was acting very strangely. I've never seen a bird do that. He was shaking his head in flight, he was pulling his neck up, he was tumbling. It was a very odd situation, but anyway, they were confused and they landed in that area. So we had to land again. All three of us landed, and then we used we walked them back to the aircraft, and I took off with them, and then we used the truck and swamp monsters to keep them out of that area. And eventually they figured out. It's just they're reluctant to go. I think they'd rather just hang around. And it takes them a while to figure out they're going to go. We had a really nice flyover. We had one of our major sponsors, Southern Company, was there, and so we flew right over top of them. So I think that was good. We got up to altitude. It was really trashy for a while, really bumpy, and finally got out of that stuff, and then got up to altitude and built up some speed. And of course, I didn't have a GPS, so I had no idea how fast we were going. But Richard was ahead of me. He was laying the course out, and Brooke was behind, watching for dropout birds. And it worked well. We were going to skip a site and go to the next one. We plugged it in, but it's so far away. It's another 85 miles away. Somebody's calling me. Hang on a second. Hey, Walt. Okay, that was Walter. He's on his way, but he's stuck in a traffic jam. There was a head-on collision, and the road is blocked up solid. So he's been there for almost an hour now. Stuck, can't move. Richard's holding the birds, and he wants to come out and deal with his airplane, although his airplane looks pretty safe right now. So we landed in that pit, and we launched with the birds again, and they turned back multiple times. I took them into the next valley, which helped them get online a little bit, and then once I took them to the next one after that, then they seemed to lock on, and we were fine. We were in low, trashy, rough air, and it got worse. But once we got to about 1,000 or 1,500 feet, it got better. We only got up to about 2,000 feet in total. And then we looked at the next possible site, which was another 85 miles away, which would have meant the full flight would have been 3 hours and 30 minutes, which is it's pushing a bit. Plus the sun is up, you can see it's a nice warm day, and that's going to make the thermals start to rise up. So that really trashy air we were flying in was just going to get higher and higher and higher, and we'd be into it the whole time. So we decided that it was a better idea to stop here. When I say we had problems with electronics, my GPS wouldn't work, and also the aviation radio in the van that Walter was in, the tracking van, wouldn't work, so we lost track of him too. So that's it. I'm going to go secure these airplanes down and go relieve Richard, and I'll try to turn this camera onto the pen construction, although I'm not exactly certain where it's going to take place. That's it. Thanks. Bye.